Hello, SCE Model Question Set 1 2076 Science. Question number 21. The number of primary winding is 4 times than that of secondary winding in the transformer given in the diagram. So the diagram for the transformer is given on the right. If the primary voltage is 220 volt, then calculate the secondary voltage. Explain the principle of transformer and inverter. So in total, the question carries 4 points. So you see the diagram in here for the transformer. Basically, a transformer has a primary coil and secondary coil wound around some core, in this case the iron core. So in this question, the primary winding is actually the number of turns here in primary coil, and secondary winding is the number of turns in secondary coil. So let's try to solve the first part of the question. That's a numerical problem. And if you look at the question, you find that you do not know the primary winding and the secondary winding. So basically, as you'll find out, it's the ratio that is important, and that determines the output voltage. So since we know that the secondary winding is less than that of primary winding, let's take the number of secondary winding to be X, and we know that the primary winding is 4 times than that of secondary winding. So we can say the number of primary winding to be 4x here. The number of secondary winding is labeled as NS, and number of primary winding is labeled as NP. And given the primary voltage VP equal to 20 volt, we need to find out the secondary voltage VS. So for an ideal transformer, this relation holds. So basically, the ratio of secondary voltage to the primary voltage is equal to the number of secondary winding to the number of primary winding. So let's keep those values. When you insert those values, this is X and P is 4X, and the primary voltage is 220 volt. X basically cancel out, and you get the secondary voltage to be 55 volt. So if you look at it, the voltage is decreased. So basically the secondary voltage is less than that of a primary voltage. So this transformer actually decreases the voltage. So this is a step down transformer. If you are smart enough, you should already guess based on the number of windings. So basically what we see here is the number of secondary winding is decreased, and that translates as decrease in voltage. So as you can see here, we increased the number of turns in secondary coil. That would make a step up transformer, while when we decrease the number of turns in secondary coil compared to the primary coil, then we make a step down transformer. Let's move on to the other parts of the question. So the principle of transformer and inverter. Both transformer and inverter, one way or the other, they are based on Faraday's laws. Transformer, as you saw it, is simply a pair of coils wound on the same core. The magnetic flux generated by changing or alternating current in primary coil actually induces alternating current in secondary coil. Depending on the number of winding in those coils, the transformer increases or decreases the alternating voltage. About inverter. Inverter is an electrical device that transforms AC, the alternating current, and stores as DC, direct current, and can transform DC to AC for AC devices to run during no AC supply. Good luck.